What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Ark, and today we have another update video. So a couple big things coming in this update. So first things first, in single player at least, for Xbox, you now, when you go to the start menu, you're not going to see your admin command box. What you need to do is press left button, right button, X and Y at the same time to go ahead and pop that up. And then it'll stay popped up after that. Why they really feel the need to add this in, I'm not too sure. I think it's fine just the way it was, but whatever. Other than just kind of changes what they added in item and dino wise, apparently there's a new saber model. Not sure exactly what this entails. They look pretty much the same to me. I spawned a bunch in just to see if any of them look very different. They don't. So I don't know. Let me know if you guys know exactly what those changes entail. They added a tech trough. So this, again, just like anything else, tech needs to be powered by the tech generator. And this is going to set you back quite a little bit. What you need is 45 black pearls, 100 crystal, 50 electronics, 18 element, 900 ingots, 175 polymer, and of course the element to power the generator. So that's just gonna make your food and your trough last a lot longer. Another thing they added in here is the Cafeteria tech saddle. So this, just like any other tech saddle, does the same exact thing, but this is going to cost you a lot more. It's 500 polymer, 2500 ingots, 370 crystal, 55 element, 140 black pearls. So that's a hefty price for that. That's if you guys are tech tier and want to get into that. So into the changes that they have made. So first things first, clubs are dying, thank goodness. So the club effectiveness was reduced 55%, which that's awesome, I feel like, because I was just way abused, especially in I'm playing a no-tame server. Everybody's just walking around clubbing each other. It's quite ridiculous. Along with the club nerf, the slingshot does 25% less torpor per hit. Another weapon changes, spear impact volume increased by 20%. So I guess when throwing it, it's increased by 20% than it was before. They added a lot more crystal, obsidian, and metal-rich rocks into caves. So even if it had some, it has more now. They reduced the fishing rod effectiveness by 35%. So in doing that, they also basically just took away all your current fishing rods. So if you had fishing rods in your inventory and you're like, hey, where'd they go? I'm missing fishing rods. That's the reason why. Days now last 25% longer. Nice, at the same amount of time. Cool, whatever, okay. Now, going back to the previous update with Warpaint, the left trigger, alternate fire, whichever one you want to call it, you can now paint yourself, which is good. They improved the paint on the female head, so along their hairline, you couldn't really, it was blocking it off for whatever reason. Then one more thing they added in a single player option is disable structure placement collision. So that pretty much just means you can place anything anywhere. So I can place this metal foundation halfway in this rock, and the game lets me, where it wouldn't do that if I had the option unclicked. Other things they added is the corpse locator. So when you die, at least in single player, it's going to be a lot easier to find your loot bag and your stuff to get all that back. And then what they changed in your inventory is this crafting skill down here. So this crafting skill is quite a big addition. So instead of crafting speed, crafting skill also scales your speed slightly. But basically what it is, if say this a blueprint Adobe door was a blueprint simple pistol, and it did, 125% damage. I have the chance to hire my crafting skill to have a higher percentage, so it might be 130, it might be 25, 125, it might be 160. It's just a random thing. No matter how many times you do it, there's no rhyme or reason. It's just a random percentage of your crafting skill ups those blueprints. Other things, took away the element cost for using the tech teleporter. They reduced the element cost of the tech generator, so that's going to cost you a lot less element to run. I know a lot of people have been concerned about that. Small things that you might or might not notice. So when you're taming something and you know that sound that pops up when you do tame it, they changed that. They fixed RGs not being able to pick up boas and arthropleras. They increased levels of cave creatures. They added a bunch of so now all land dinos can attack in water, either their primary or alternate. Then they added that they have sounds for walking in water and swimming, and all the dinos have proper jump landing sounds. So it's just little tiny things that they're really trying to get fixed for the game release here in August. Single player also, apparently they added for Xbox. If you would like to play the center map without advancing through the island, launch the island and then open the command menu, type in cheat player command ascend 1, and once you do that, you'll be able to load the center map as normal, which I think is, all these things are kind of dumb to me that we have to do that in order to play a different map. Other small things they added is crafting requirements are now alphabetized. So before it would be clay, wood, thatch fiber. Now it's alphabetically clay, fiber, thatch, wood. They changed it so now the Quetzal can fit through giant hatch frames. They added swimming animations to some creatures that were missing them. They added a new animation for first-person view, climbing ladders. The tech cave door stays open longer in single player. And they've added in some apex drops. So an apex drops is basically like a Megalodon tooth, an RG talon, stuff like that. So what they added in is quite a few. They added the Giga Heart, Bacillo Blubber, the Spino Sail, the UT Lungs, Aloe Brain, Therizino Claws, Thylalio Hook Claw, Megalania Toxin, Sarco Skin, and Titanoboa Venom. So unfortunately, what this means is they've also changed the boss summon requirements. So certain bosses are going to require certain artifacts, and in turn will require certain apex drops. So you're going to have to get all these stupid dino drops if you want to summon a boss. And in single player, which is even stupider in my opinion, they've made it so that each boss, according to each obelisk, can only be summoned at that obelisk. So say red would be the dragon, blue would be the gorilla, and green would be the brood mother. I don't know if that's true or not, don't quote me on that, I'm just throwing it out there. But in single player you would have to go to that obelisk to summon that boss, which is quite stupid for me, in my opinion. But the boss requirements I think is out of hand now, because all these apex drops, why do you need to collect something from every single freaking dinosaur that you kill? It's going to take a long time for people to get that and to build up on it and save it. It just takes up room in your inventory, your weight. It's getting to be a little too much for me, honestly. That doesn't make any sense. I mean, I've never done a boss fight. I'm actually going to. That's going to probably be the next video, as we're going to try and fight, because now they've added the gamma, beta, alpha of each boss. So I'm going to go ahead and try to beat all the alphas so we can go ahead and do the alpha tech cave for you guys, so you can get the experience of how that goes, which I think is going to be really cool. So I think that's all for those changes. Hopefully this helped inform you guys about a lot of the new things coming up, and hopefully we'll have Ragnarok coming out on July 4th in a few days. We're supposed to have another small patch coming out, I believe the 3rd, right before Ragnarok. So we'll see what that's all about. probably going to be on Ragnarok in an official server in some capacity. Don't know if it's going to be PvE, PvP. We'll see. I haven't quite decided about that yet. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you hit the thumbs up button, subscribe, and as always, I'll see you in the next video.